accordion back in the 70s. I was actually the inspiration for a lot of these kind of out there synth guitar sounds, and I think the syntax was actually developed from an idea that I gave the guy, obviously. Now, in today's video, I just wanted to talk about some of the pitch kind of capabilities of the HX Stomp. I was messing around with it this morning and just found a few things that I quite liked. I know Firmware 3 is pretty hotly anticipated, and as far as we're aware, there are obviously people who know far more than me on this subject, but I think it's probably fair to say we're all anticipating a bit of a revamp on the pitch shifting capabilities. I think they took on some guys from Digitech who I think are fairly well respected in the kind of pitch shifting game. So I think there's some new things coming. I don't know when Firmware 3 is. I believe it's in beta testing at the moment. So I guess we'll find out when we find out. But in the meantime, there's a couple of things that I wanted to kind of just experiment with. So at the moment I don't think there's anything particularly polyphonic that can do the kind of capo stuff that some people want, but what we do have are these things that can be used. So for this specific preset, all of these presets will be in my folder if you want to try them out, by the way. This one's called JCINC Pitch because it's using the derailed Ingrid, a train wreck. I've got the pitch echo block after the amp, before the reverb, and I've got the time set super low. So if you set it down, I've got it at 1/64 triplets. So it's basically should sort of sound as if it's the same thing. You could set that even lower. You can go as far as 0 milliseconds. So and for these kind of triady things, you can do some kind of cool stuff. Obviously it doesn't maintain exactly the same tone, but I think, and if you do, you get some of that aliasing stuff, but if you spread the voices far enough apart, it doesn't. So for that one, I've got the feedback at 40%, time at 0 milliseconds there, the interval at +7, so a perfect fifth, I think. The mix at 40%, and everything else is just standard, and I think that does a thing. So for kind of that Alan Holdsworthy chord stuff, it kind of does a thing, for sure. You could also try setting that up an octave for like a POG effect. And it has that metallic kind of thing happening, but it's certainly an effect that can do a thing. And then I also experimented with having it as like an octave delay. But in the mix that didn't really work too well, and that ended up kind of just sounding like a bit of an annoying thing happening. So I didn't love that setting so much. Another thing that I checked out which I did like was the harmony delay block, and I did the same thing. So set the time super low with this. I got the feedback set to 50%, and then you set the key to whatever you're in. Instead of using the major or minor scale, I prefer to use the pentatonic scale for this kind of thing. I just think it does slightly different. and it sounds pretty good if you stick to just the pentatonic scale. I think there's one note, if you play your 4, it probably will sound a little bit weird, so avoid the 4th note of the scale, 4th degree of the scale when you're using this, and you'll be pretty good. So yeah, the settings I've got for that, the time I've got set to 0.2 milliseconds, feedback 50, and then, as I say, if you choose the minor pentatonic variant of wherever you're playing, so if you're playing in A major, for example, choose F sharp minor or A major pentatonic. I think that works a bit better than the whole scale. You end up kind of getting things which sound a bit more consonant in general. And the mix, you could adjust the taste. I've got it set fairly high there at 40, but if you bring it down, so just experiment with chucking that on like your favourite lead patch, and it's I experimented chucking it after the amp block and cab, but you could also put it before. If we knock the mix back a little bit. And I thought the stock settings for this work quite nicely. I put it after the amp and the cab because I wanted it to kind of spread over the stereo field a bit. That was the reason for me, but obviously it colours the tone less if you've got it before. And if we move it after again, I think that works really nicely and it tracks really well, which is kind of cool. So that was a thing I thought was worth checking out. One other thing that works kind of nicely is the plateau reverb block. Although you can hear the aliases again if you play notes that are close together, so not quite poly. So I think it's also obviously worth checking out the pitch ones. So there's like the simple pitch and dual pitch. I think those are the same algorithms as the delay ones, but I was just having some fun with the harmony delay and stuff earlier on today. I think it's fair to say that the single line tracking and all that stuff is really good. So hopefully in a couple of weeks or months or something, we'll be able to check out some poly stuff that also works really well, and that'll be fun, I think, to explore again. I kind of think where we're at, there's still some fun stuff that we can do with the with the pitch shifting capabilities that we've already got. So I just wanted to check out some stuff. So as I say, all of that, those presets will be chucked into my folder, but hopefully that makes you potentially want to go out and check some of the pitch shifting blocks. If you like the videos that I'm putting up and the kind of stuff that I'm doing, could you like and subscribe, maybe leave a comment? That really helps the channel. And yeah, thank you for watching. Cheers.